Welcome children to the video lectures of Social Science Standard 10th. This is the 8th video lecture of chapter number 18. In the previous video lecture, we saw about the consumer protection. We also saw that 15th March is celebrated as World Consumer Day. Then we saw that in India it's 24th December that is celebrated as National Consumer Rights Day. Then we saw about the legislation concerns to the consumer right as per the 1986 Act, that is the Consumer Protection Legislative Act. What are the main features that have been mentioned into it? We saw into it. In that first we saw related to the consumer service, who can be termed as a consumer, right? Now we are going to see the second point, that is consumer rights or rights of the consumers. Consumer commit mistake in selection of right commodities due to lack of information. Due to lack of information, they don't have proper information, and that's why they commit mistake. Due to availability of different commodities in market and could not receive proper initiative or spend money by him, his money is wasted many a times, as he doesn't have proper information, so his money is wasted. He expresses regret that he has been cheated. Sometimes he also feels that he has been cheated. He invites many type of disease by purchasing edible objects of low quality. Sometimes as is attracted towards low price, in low price it gets edible means eatable items that are of low quality, and due to that he is many a times having a danger on his life, even duplicate or adulterated or low quality item which harms his health. Moral standard of society goes down due to immoral activities like under measure, adulteration, duplication, cheating, looting in price and corruption. Due to all such kind of immoral activities, the trust that we have on the other people also degrades. Laws have been framed so that producers and the traders maintain uniformity and transparency in the price, quality, quantity of the product. Because of provision, consumer becomes aware and is educated about various tricks adopted for exploiting them. If he has proper education, then he can become aware about the tricks that are being adopted by the traders for exploiting. How to fight against malpractices. Many rights have been granted for understanding various solutions under this act. Main objective of the consumer awareness is to protect this right. The main objective consumer awareness is to protect these rights. According to the law, the consumer have been given 6 rights. We have already seen that there are certain rights. So as per the law, 6 rights have been granted to the consumer. What is the first? Now remember all these things, because this can be again asked as a question, right? Define all the 6 rights or describe right about the 6 rights given to the consumer, right? So right first is right to safety. Consumer has the right to be protected if the commodity or service is danger or harmful. He has a right of safety if sometimes the commodity is dangerous or harmful for health. He has the right to get protection for maintenance of physical environment and quality of life. He has a right to protect himself, right, from the physical environment and quality of life. So right to safety is one of the most important and prior life. Second is right to get information. He has a right to get information about any product. The consumer should have information about quality, quantity, capacity, purity, class, standard, usage and price. These are some of the things that a consumer needs to understand and needs to know of commodity or service, so that he may be protected in market against malpractices or corrupt practices. With the help of the right information, the consumer is encouraged to behave responsibly. If he has proper information, then he can behave properly. and responsibility. The consumer gets information from labels, see, from where he will get the information related to the above mentioned things. Then from the label, packing, advertisement, price list, government publication, news and report. These are some of the places from where we can get the information related to the product and the other requirement things. The third right is called the right to choose. He has a right to choose. Okay? He cannot be forced to buy anything by the producers or the dealers or any person. Right? So he has a right to choose. Consumer has the right to access a variety of goods at competitive rates. He can even compare those rates. Choosing commodity or service which would earn maximum profit and has good quality, okay, which is favorable for him and has good quality. Objective of right to choose is to confirm reasonable right. Okay, why he does this? Because he can get reasonable price, then satisfactory service, he can get better service, and assurance of quality. At the same time, assurance of quality is also needed from him. Consumer has the freedom to choose such a commodity which is most convenient. See, this is very important. He has the right to choose whichever commodity is convenient to him. He can see as many products as he want to see into the shop, okay, but the shopkeeper cannot force him to buy any of the products forcefully, right? The next right is right to be heard or right to be represented. This is one of the important rights. Okay? Right to be heard and right to represent. Under this law, such an arrangement are made in which right and interest of consumers are protected. Say, right and interest of the consumers are protected, represented and considered. Okay? There are also provisions to make arrangement in which non-political, non-commercial consumer society is formed. Okay, there are arrangement in this law that as per that non-political means NGOs and non-commercial means those who are not trading, such kind of organizations are also formed which will work for the protection of the consumers. Okay, having its own consumer representative who can represent their interests properly. So this is a very important right, that is right to be heard or right to represent. The next right or the fifth right is right to seek redressal. Okay, the right gives right to the consumer to make complaint against dishonest commercial practices or loss due to negligence of ethical expression. Okay, sometimes it happens that the consumer is cheated and he has incurred a loss due to it, so he can file a case into the court, right? So that is as per this right. It gives right to the consumer to prevent from loss. So he tells us to prevent from the loss by asking for the compensation. He can ask for the compensation. Okay, in this, consumer may ask for one or more than one type of relief, like exchange of good. He can ask for exchange of good or return of good or return of money. He can ask even for repair without asking for charge, etc. So these are some of the rights or some of type of compensation that he can ask for. Okay, consumer may ask for initiative or not. Okay, he can ask for incentive or not, but is entitled to get incentive. He is okay, sometimes he is also asking for incentives. Next right, the sixth right is the right to consumer education. This right ensures that a consumer gets complete information and develop patience and skills. Factors responsible for exploitation of consumer at village level are ignorance. Say, okay, at village level you might see the consumers are not very educated. Lack of awareness among the consumer, etc., by including it in the school curriculum. Effort should be made to train consumers and improve their skills through meetings of different institutions, consumer education related discussion sessions, exhibitions, discourses, work camps, etc. So these all things are also done to see that the consumer get education. Education means awareness here, so that they may play the role of an alert consumer. See, if an alert consumer is there into the market, he cannot be cheated easily. So consumer education is also very important. The next topic that we are going to see is duties of consumer. Now as the consumer have right, same way he has certain duties also need to be followed. Let us see about the duties. As the consumers are cautious about their right, okay, in the same way they should show relaxes towards the responsibilities and duties also. They should show about the reflexes towards the duties and responsibilities also. First, what is the duty of it? First, while purchasing a commodity or service, consumer should make the correct choice. This is very important. He should first of all make the correct choice, whatever he wants. At the time of purchase of a product, consumer should purchase the product having good quality, reasonable rate, guarantee or warranty, after sale service. So he needs to do this homework. Homework means he need to do this research and then only buy a correct thing. He should purchase good having standard signs like BIS and ISI or EGMA. These are the standard that is set by the government for different products. We will study about that into the later part of the chapter. While purchasing electronic items or electronic gadgets, priority should be given to purchase of standard and branded items only. See, while purchasing electronic items, we should always buy standard and branded items. The second is at the time of purchase of a product, for many products, choice has to be made. While choosing a product, they should have all the information. Okay, when we choose, we should have all the information related to it. They should check the label and information given in the advertisement and ensure them like a discreet and aware consumer. Okay, we should check each and every information given on the label which are concerned to us. As a consumer, his decision and behavior should be wise, intelligent, calculative and bearing some common sense. He should not buy things just seeing the advertisement on television. He should have a common sense related to it, so that he may be protected against the exploitation and cheating. Third, it is the duty of the consumer that his conduct and behavior towards seller or producer should be gentle and bona fide. Okay, whenever you should have a gentle and bona fide, a good behavior towards the seller. We should not talk with them in a very bad manner. Next, a consumer should insist on having a bill. This is the most important. We should always try to get an original bill or original receipt of item. Then only we can always ask for a service or the things if the work is not done. Okay, so original bill and original receipt of the item that is purchased. He should also insist on getting warranty card filled. Sign of the seller should be there along with them. This we don't do. Many a times warranty card is there into the box, but it is not filled or it is not stamped by the seller, and due to that many a times we face difficult times. Okay, so we should insist that the seller fills that particular card and stamps it. Next is consumers should come together and form voluntary consumer organization. Voluntary means self consumer organization or associations at non-political and non-commercial level. With the help of this organization, they should be ready to give legal fights for solution and problem related to consumer complaint. Okay, they should even go for legal actions if needed. They should ask for representation of in different government committees related to consumers. So it is also duty of consumer that he should fight against the exploitation. Right? If we don't fight, that we don't have the right to complain. Next, consumers should make verbal and written complaint to the officer of related department without fail. We should always go for the complaint, verbal and written too. They should also have cooperation of consumer organizations at different non-profitable institution in order to prevent or eliminate complaint related to white interest. Sometimes it happens that certain issue is there which is concerned to a very large section of consumers. So there comes the role of the NGOs or the non-political institutes. Okay, and they can give a legal battle for the consumers. Next, while purchasing a product, consumers should not make any compromise with quality of product or its safety. He should always insist on purchasing a product after checking what we should check, checking packing, rates, date of manufacture, batch number, weight, expiry date, name of producer, address, etc. These are all the things that we need to check while buying anything. Okay, the smallest thing to the biggest, right? We should always go for such kind of things. While purchasing a product, if the consumer finds that the product is adulterated or duplicate or fake or find decrease in weight, he should immediately bring it to notice of the traders. And if the traders delays bringing solution, then he should give an application to the authority. Okay, first he should try to convince the trader that this particular product is having some problem. If the trader does not give proper answer, then he should give an application to the authority concerned. Thus, consumer should perform his duty as a responsible citizen, and that's why he should be also becoming a responsible citizen. Next, consumer should purchase a product in sufficient quantity or number only. See, this is again important. We should not buy things that we do need in over number. So, sufficient quantity and number. He should save himself from purchasing unwanted and unnecessary products by getting attracted from advertisements or by seeing others sell. Okay, we should not get attracted towards the advertisement. Most of us do this. Okay, we try to purchase things that are mostly advertised on the television by the cricketers or the heroes and other things, and in that many times we purchase things that are not needed by us, or many times we are even attracted towards sale. Okay, and that is ultimately the waste of money. So we'll keep till here into this particular video lecture.